10 seconds.
Hey, good morning, guys. Sorry I'm late. No, 9:44. Welcome to Big Happy Trading. We were rocking this morning. I was late in getting on. I had to move some stuff in my garage, but I had my trade set. And being away, I left some money on the table. But I mean, starting out with a pretty good 30-point win on the Asian market last night. I just set it and walked away. And then this morning, I got 20 plus. And so we're off to a good start. I left both my trades on here, and my thesis to begin the day was bearish. So this is I shorted last night and I shorted again today. So so I literally was out. I got in at 8:35 and out at 9:37. So 7 minutes after the market, it came down and just popped me out. So I had a little drawdown earlier, but I set because I was away. I just set it above there and got away. But let me share a little bit of my thesis. So the Mag7 earnings were just ridiculously spectacular, stupid good. So that drove us up yesterday after Powell speak. So yeah, so right now I'm not in anything. Let me do this. Let me get my broker on this side here. I think there's an oil short here to be had. Yesterday I got stopped out on an oil short. I lost $100 on oil, but I mean, that was a small. I just had one micro, but that thing ripped my eyes out. But I got it all back and then some based on this. So let's go over the trade this morning, what I saw and what I did real quick. Let me send a message here. Let's check out financial juice. So Trump's fighting with the German chancellor. I stepped away, but the data came in. We had a lot of data released this morning. So you had some ECB, the up rate hike. That's down here. Earlier, we had some inflation data. Where is it here? Oh, that's one of the reason market. U.S. interest rate futures slightly raise odds of rate hike by end of 2026 after U.S. data. I can't imagine Warsh is going to come in and raise rates. I don't think he'll drop them, but I don't think he's going to raise them. Okay, because I stepped away after I got in the order. I had to go with some boxes for my boss. Oh, here we go. Okay. Anyway, so I know some inflation data came in, some of it came in hot, jobs came in flat, but let's go back to the trade here. So what I did, so I got in on the 1 minute cross, you guys. So let's go. So on this 1 minute cross is where I got in here. You can see came up here. I wasn't believing this at all. So I got in here at the 72.05, 72.06 ish range, somewhere in the range 72.05. And then I left it in, and let's go back to the 5 minute. So once I was in, I just let it run. It kind of came up and threatened me a couple times, and then it came down and just smashed my target. But I left. How much did I leave on the table here? Oh, not a ton. I left. I left 15 points on the table. So if I'd have been managing the trades right, but I mean, I took 21 points, guys. I have no problem doing that at all. So we got 30 points on the Asian market, and then we got 20 points New York. So last night and today we're plus 50, which is loving having money in the kitty. The strategy is it works, guys. I know just that sound like a broken record since it's the only thing I trade, but go over here to this MES. But I would like to have been at the desk here and still be in this short, because I would have taken the 2 at 20. I think we're going to roll down. Let's go. Oh, I marked some levels too. The levels are important. So this morning we hit 72.11, which is ridiculous that we're 12 points, 11, 12 points off the all-time high from Monday. Oil is like $100 something a barrel. There's no conflict. We had good earnings. This was, I'm not buying this, man. I know that I trade what I see, but also have common sense and seeing what's going on. So the New York low from yesterday afternoon is 71.30. I don't think we're going to come visit that because the news is relatively good, but we could. So yesterday during Powell's speech, after we popped down here on the 5 minute, if you just would have been in this trade, that thing never threatened you, really. It threatened you here, but I mean, you could have gotten in at 71, let's call it 71.54. I mean, you could have ridden this thing up. That's a big trade. Not that you'd have caught all of this move, but let's just say you got a good lion's share of it. What that would say down 71.54. Yeah, it could have been 45 point, 50 point move. I mean, that's humongous. You set your stop to break even, set a couple orders, one at 20 to one at 30, and then wake up and manage the rest. Those are the trades. This strategy, when it's trending like this, you can really make a lot of money, limit your losses, and make some big wins. Anyway. I still think there is if anything good news comes in, there's a short here on oil. Let's look at oil on the 1 hour. I mean, this is where I got in yesterday. I got my eyes ripped out. 103 and a 25. And then that thing ripped up me and just pulled my heart out here. We got in here. Perfect timing, right? Just gutted me like a catfish. I don't know how you guys are. Anyway, probably not the best reference, but anyway. I still think there's a short here. I mean, if we get back into, I think the magic number of 100, So I mean, even if you're trading one micro, it's $100 a dollar. My read and timing couldn't have been worse on my entry. On the, it's it was trading converse. If the S&P is going down, oil's going up, which is right there. All right, let's go. Let's go back to this is today. Oh, this thing still wants to go down. Man, I should have been in this. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Let's go back to last night's trade. So I got in at 8 p.m. I got back from my kid's baseball game, and I saw this thing teetering up here, and I'm like, this is not. I'm not buying it either. So I got in at 71.97, and I just set it for 30 points. And look, I was in this for like, I was laying in bed about to go to sleep, and my phone buzzed. This thing came down and popped me in the eye of 30 points. I'm like, man, that was a nice wick. It's nice when the wicks go in your favor, not against you. So it was a nice bedtime win. So I was fearful that the Mag7 earnings could have a positive effect, but I think we got all the effect yesterday afternoon. Yeah, we left some money on the table, but that's Monday morning quarterbacking. You can't do that, right?
One minute, can I ask you the you're speaking in exchange month to month?
I got my free music, non-copyright.
10 seconds. Minus 0.6%, minus 0.6%, lower the forecast, minus 0.2%.
Yeah, I think we're just going to trade in a zone today, unless Trump tweets something. I don't know. We'll see. Swiss franc rises 1% session high against the US dollar.
According to AP News, Trump floats a new plan to reopen critical notes. And the plan, the US would continuous blockade of Iranian ports while coordinating with allies to impose higher costs on Iran's attempts to subvert free flow of energy, according to senior administration officials.
Yeah, this oil looks like a short, but if the S&P keeps dumping, this will go up. So I'm not thrilled. We're below VWAP. I like on the 15-minute. Yeah, everything is bearish on this. But oil's a wild bucking bronc. So let's see. Oh, the YM. There might be a short there. Look at that thing.
Despite seizing apparent mythos to its own cyber capabilities. NSA is using mythos with White House waste fraud analysis.
I think I'm missing. This is a pretty good rejection level here on this YM. NQ is dumped. Russell and YM are lagging. Yeah, so let's look at the YM real quick. Yeah, there's some strong tap, 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 tap. Broke it here, but we're going way back to, I say way back to Wednesday. So I think the market's got some, I think there's a short here on this YM. We're going to have to enter on a 1 minute if we're going to do it. Well, yeah. Oh, good, bro. Hey, Raleigh, good to hear. Well, me too, man. Made some good profit. Yeah, I made it last night and today, so that's been not bad. Hey, Raleigh, did you get out here, brother? Have a good one. Take one. Yeah, that Cube, I'm looking at this this YM for a short here, and it's lagging. So I got an order set for 49,442. It's about to come up and pop this thing. And that risk is real low. I might just get in a market order here. Let's see what the ES is doing. Now the ES is dumping. I think the YM is going to follow this thing. I'll trade the YM once in a while when I see it's lagging. If I think the market's going to continue to go down, which looks like what it wants to do. I'm not chasing it, so if the YM wants to come up and pop me, I'm at, I don't know, 49,442. For one, close enough.
Korea News, Russia's defense ministry says Russian Tu-95 MS bombers.
I think I'm getting too cute on this thing. I could have just gone in the market and been okay, but with a real small stop. That's all right. Grandpa runs, like, bounces all over the place. I don't chase anymore. I'll add, but I won't chase. And I don't add to losers anymore. Unless it's hitting a retrace zone on the 20 or the 9 that I like, then I'll add. Adds based on my strategy. Yeah, I think the YM wants to follow this thing, but we'll see. Sometimes Grandpa moves to his own, we call Grandpa the Dow, is the old guy. He'll move to his own drummer. Yeah, if the NQ and the ES are showing some strength, he might come back up, but I still think we're below VWAP. Okay, I'm in. So I'm in at 49,442. We'll see what happens short on the YM. Of course, then he wants to rip my eyes out. Yeah, I have a real tight stop, so we are at 10:13 a.m. So looking at this 1 hour, there is lots of, I mean, this whole, I drew this line here because that's pretty strong level. I mean, if we bust all the way up here, but there is nothing, no good news. If again, I'm not just a news trader, but there's got to be fundamentals. Trump says, we're gonna win and the war's over and Iran concedes everything. That could happen. But I'm not sure if that will. So let's see, what am I setting at? What did I say? 49. 49,442. I mean, Grandpa moves a lot. I mean, right now it's plus 450 on the day, so a 200-point move is nothing for him. So we'll see. Real small position on this, so we've got some pretty good wins under my belt. I don't know if you're just joining me. Yeah, it would be. I'm getting in because I thought the other ones were rolling over, and when I'm trading small, yeah, getting in. This would be if you want to be perfect, but these are ranges, and that's one thing I've learned over the years is I've missed some big trades because I want to be perfect and make every point, and these are just ranges. So if I was new, I would tell you, yeah, let's put my order at 49,545 and set it. Um, that's a better play. Here's a few factors I'll tell you that when I've got some money in the bank, like we've got some wins this morning, we're not going to, if we give back anything, we're going to give back a small piece. So you can take a little more risk. Now it's not stupid risk, but if my thesis, going back to the ES, my thesis is bearish, and the ES, you can see the ES is still going down, NQ is going down. What's the YM doing? It's like, it makes no sense, right? So I think the YM will follow suit eventually. Now, do they run opposite? Sometimes they do, but they won't do that for long. So again, that's just my experience. I only trade indices, so this is I know them. It sounds weird, like a Jedi. I feel the ES especially, but if I don't trade the ES and I miss something and I think one of them is lagging, either the ES is lagging or the YM is lagging, I'll jump in and take that trade. So I think my thesis based on the S&P is bearish. So the market's showing that. My rules of my trade, you see this trade earlier. I don't know how long you've been watching. I just left this up here from my trade this morning. Obviously, this is bearish this morning. So I took 30 points last night in Asia, and I got 20 points this morning in the New York. And why is the YM going up? I have no idea. But we're gonna give it. We'll go above. We'll go above this level here. And like I said, this is a very small trade. So I'm willing to give it a little room to fail. And again, that level is it's been hit so many times over this past week. Bam, bam. I mean, even close this. So yeah, you're right. Should have been set the order there. 49.5, and then probably a better play. But again, the market. What's the old saying? The market can stay irrational longer than you can stay liquid, and that's a very much a truism. that big 5-minute candle, that's a good sign that it wants, this may be trying to reverse at 1019. And if that's the case, then the YM is going to run up too, and we'll just get out, take some lumps, and I mean, it's not big lumps because we got very small position, but are you in any trades, Cube? Oh my goodness, my stupid cat. What are you yelling about? I'm not a cat fan. Yeah, yeah. Yesterday was pretty wild. I got a win yesterday. It was nice to capture 30 right before going to bed. I got in an entry and set a 30-point target, and it went down and just ripped it like in an hour. That was nice. I think the this market being so bullish, toiling their all-time highs makes no sense to me. But again, I trade what I see, not what I think. So that's yeah. This is a 1-minute cross on the 920 strategy. Would have been a nice long here. Let's see if we get any kind of rejection off this VWAP. On the 1-minute, VWAP's not real strong. Let's look at the. Hello? Oh. Sorry about that. I had to take a call. Then Yeah, so based on my strategy, if you were going to get in, this pop up back to the 9 and a rejection off VWAP could have been a nice short. But I mean, I'm not, this isn't a real good setup. Your RSI is pretty low as one of your confluence. So it's not an A plus setup. So why I might actually stop is higher than this because it's such a small dollar amount. I've got only one micro. Actually, no, we're up here. Let me grab this. So yeah, we're up here at, and if that stop hits, we only lose, it was $100 or something like this. A real small trade. I don't typically trade this small. If it was going in my favor, I would add multiple contracts, but obviously it's going against us here. Not that I love giving money away, don't get me wrong, but let's see if this level rejects. As you can see back here on the 1 hour on this YM, pop through, pop through, pop through. This one really came up. If that happens, then that will definitely stop me out. But there is just not any spectacular news that's propping these markets up. So I'm looking, and you're right. I should have waited and put my order there. Then we could add even a lot higher stop loss. RSI is at pretty high, so we're kind of an oversold condition. Not thrilled that we're above VWAP, which is very bullish. ES is below VWAP, which is bearish. And my thesis is still sticking. If this goes down, that eventually the YM, yeah, let's give it a chance. Was that Dumb and Dumber? So you're saying there's a chance. Hey, Frankie. Who are the buyers that are wanting to buy in this market, man? That's what I'm going to know long term. I'm a intraday guy, so I don't care if it goes up or down. I make money. But wanting to buy and hold long term, given all of this volatility, I have what crack pipe hitting folks are wanting to be in this. And I know institutions have a buy and this, but my goodness, I don't get it. Those Mag7 earnings yesterday were off the reservation. Those companies made so much freaking money. And that's why yesterday, this was the low. This was during Powell's speech. Bam, it came down. But once all those earnings start coming, look, there was no reason. Oil is, this is what I don't get. So oil is going to impact everybody. And oil is at $105 a barrel. That is such a negative for the world and for the entire economy. There's no resolution on board for the Strait of Hormuz. Iran and US are threatening each other to bomb, and the market's near all-time highs. On what world does that make sense? I have no idea. But I trade what I see. That's why I trade this 920 EMA. If it tells me to do something, I do it. If it doesn't, I don't. That's it. So, but I still have, you still have eyes and common sense. So I used to, a very big trader, a guy that I really, really respect. And I go, well, what about this? And what about that? What about this? What about that? This is probably, I don't know, 10 plus years ago. And he trades big size. And he said, stop. He goes, stop. It doesn't matter what you think. The market is going to do what the market's going to do. Trade your system. And if it's, that's it. Trade what you see, not what you think. So he doesn't trade the 920. He does a different because he trades a bigger portfolio, so he's more of a swing guy. You can't swing in this market, so I know he changed his strategy, but I haven't talked in a long time. But trade what you see, and I've been trading this for 5 years, and this is all I do: the 920 EMA Cross, and I'll use on the 5 minute, the 1 minute, and in slower moving markets, I use the 15 and the 1 hour for more swing trades. But this is not swing trade environment at all. This is crazy lunacy.
Yeah, that's why the natural gas on feet which we US natural gas, which is extending gains now, up 2% of the EA report storage bill. Hassett, when asked about gasoline prices, says Trump broke OPEC.
Uh-oh, that's gonna be close to popping me out, I think. We had a big last night and then today, and I should have been in long on this 1 minute crow. I could have gotten in here. Yeah, it'll still be valid. But this you can't trade. This is a trending strategy. So if you're looking at the 1 minute, this is all the noise you get. That's why I would tell a new trader, don't try to trade the 1 minute. Just stay with the 5 minute because 5 minute works. You see the 5 minute works here. You would have had to been quick, but the 5 minute works here. Um, and by this strategy, I don't like this going through VWAP, but if it rejects off the 20, then your short is still valid. So that's the way the strategy works. If you want to email me, yeah, the market hasn't made sense for months to me, but I'm making money because I just trade. I follow my rules. If you're interested, if you've not gotten, uh, I've got. What strategy do you trade? If you don't mind me asking you. If you email me at bighappytradingfreedom@gmail.com, I'll send you a PDF that's free. It's just my rules, and it's not fancy. It's just my rules of how I trade it. And if you want that, I give it to you for free.
now has said he's speaking to reporters. Just a heads up, UK's Prime Minister Starmer will address the nation from Downing Street in the next few minutes.
Oh yeah, hey, don't no worries. So yeah, it's funny you say that. I'm not like I know there's a bunch of polished YouTubers out there, but in my I'll give you a little bit of history since we're kind of moving slow here. We'll see. I have
From Israel saying it's possible that soon we will need to act again in Iran to ensure that the regime cannot threaten Israel for years to come.
okay. I was just seeing if the so if you're just new to joining me, one of the tools you need as a trader is
These
I
sources say G rate hike very likely, and policymakers were in broad agreement on Thursday about the need to move. Some already advocated a hike on Thursday, but could live with G. Several governors think at least two hikes will be needed unless the war ends and Brent quickly drops. Governors discussed a required amount of cutting on Thursday.
one of the tools you need. I was letting this guy talk. I'm going to shut him off just for a second while I'm talking to you, because I don't. There's no big data coming out in the next few minutes. But I've used different squawk boxes before, and this is nothing new. To me, this is the best one. I don't get paid for this, but I used to be in trading rooms and hear other people, and um, all it did was confuse because I know my strategy, I know my rules, and whenever I would hear their thesis, um, it would sway me one way or the other, and not I wasn't following my strategy 100%. So I stopped listening to anyone else. The only thing I do is I have music playing. It's free, non-copyright, but and this financial juice. This guy, if Trump makes a tweet, any big news that's coming out, you'll get a red folder here. They'll highlight it, but he'll verbally tell you. So I this saves me a lot. But let's go back to your question on why do I share this for free. So I worked in the corporate world for 25 years, and I started trading about 15 years ago, 17 years ago, something like that. And I lost a lot of money at the beginning learning. I took my lumps. But 5 years ago, 7 years ago, I got real serious. Um, and I said, I've tried, when I say I've tried every strategy out there, ICT, this, reversals, and orb. There's a lot of people who trade that orb, and I know some people are successful. The worst thing that happened to me, I traded the orb for 1 week and it was good, and then I got murdered. But I was trading real small, but I was just testing it. So when I went to the 920 EMA Cross strategy 5 years ago and said, "Wow, this is simple, it's repeatable, I have an edge, and if I manage trades and I manage my risk, because trading is not about making money, it's about managing your losses. Preservation of capital is the most important thing. That's it. So that's to me is the most important thing. But to answer your question of why I shared this with someone, I have a friend of mine, I have boys that are 9-11, and their dads, one of the dads is learning to trade because he doesn't want to work for anybody. And I'm teaching my sons to trade. Like I said, they're 9 and 11, and they have the concepts of, you know, when the 9 crosses the 20, we go short. and when the 9 crosses 20 going up, we go long. So they have the concepts, and I'm actually working on a program where I can let them trade um, on simulated market, so they can trade real money, and whether they're going to win or lose, they can do that. So um, the reason I'm sharing this with other people is my son, my oldest son, who's 11. He goes, Dad, you really should teach this to other people so they can be free too. Because we talk about freedom a lot, and our family, we call live a big life and live a happy life. So big happy is kind of our theme of our whole family. So I just added trading, big happy, trading freedom, because if you're a trader, it really is freedom. You can be wherever you want in the world and do this. So I thought, why not get on here and share with people my strategy. I mean, there's a lot of other people out there that trade different strategies and live trade. So that's my story. If I can help one person, and one person can make money, $50 a week or $100 a week or $200 a week. Um, I mean, that can be life changing for a lot of people. So that's why I share, and I hope it adds value to somebody. Sorry, I got my office line is still connected here. Well, what is your current strategy, brother or sister? I don't know if you're a boy or girl, man or woman. Because I tell you, whatever strategy it is, I've tried it. Yeah, I'm older than you. I'm an old guy having kids, so I didn't have my. I'm 61, about to be 62, and I have an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old. So God had a different plan for my wife and I. I didn't want to have children, or we weren't going to have children. And then God said, "Well, here's one," and then we had a second one. So um, you need to find a strategy. So you trade with it. So similar to mine, right? 921 at 55. Yeah. I found trading with the 9 and the 20 for me. But yeah, it's very similar. Um, well, here's a couple things that I can help you that really enlightened me on the strategy. Is you need to do a look back and timing when you're in these markets as well. Like I was in pre-market, right? Um, Based on, you can see my trade that's up here. I was in pre-market, and then but I got in on a 1-minute cross, which is very aggressive. And let's go back to Asia market last night. So I got in this at 8 p.m. But again, I got in this on a 1-minute cross. So you see, um, I get in a 1-minute cross, boom here. That's this one. Let's see. Let me go back. Oh, let's go back to the 5 minutes. So anyway, I got in a 1-minute cross on that, right? And I set my stop for 30. I set my target for 30. I set my stop for 10. This was not where I had it set for 10, which is, it defaults my system. So it never threatened me. And then I was in it for what, 2 hours, and came down and hit. Hey, I got to take a call real quick. Hold on. Hey, I'll be right back. I got a guy coming over to drop some stuff off to me here that I got to take care of real quick. So give me just a second here, and then we can go over some of the things. The look back is going to be real important. It's going to be real important on your success. So you're going to have to we're going to fix that, man. I'll just let you know. 2019 Hendrix. All right, yeah, I'll be back in just a few, brother. Yeah, I got to run back up there, but so the ES is running, but nothing on the but the YM is still hovering. Let me look at it real quick. Yeah, it's close to taking me. It just missed taking me out. Looks like I'm still in the trade, so it didn't pop me out. But if that rolls over, it'd be nice. We're still sitting here in the same spot, looks like. Just got back. Sorry, I had to. Okay, Cube, I'll check the email here in just a few minutes. Yeah, it doesn't look like much is happening here, which is fine. I'd like to see that thing roll over. These 5-minute candles with strong bottom wicks are not looking encouraging. But let's see if there's anything on financial juice come up with anything. But that's an interesting headline. Head of the container committee. Up to 15% of transit volume can move to the north-south corridor for, this is for Iran, I'm assuming, right? So 40% of Iran's trade can be transferred to land routes. I know they could send oil by train, but that's not nearly as efficient. Anything else here? We don't need to say goodbye to the king. So let me check my email real quick here. All right, Senate. Yeah, there's a short there on oil. They're starting to miss that. Looks like, yeah, I would like to have been in that. I think if the ES is going up, then oil is going to go down. Those kind of been, and oil went, I think it ripped up to 111 or something. Let me look at this real quick on the 1 hour. Yeah, the thing was up at 111. If it comes out that Iran can move their oil besides by tankers, then that's good news. Excuse me. What's up, Eli? Okay, Cube, if I missed you, brother, take care. Yeah, I'm still not a believer in this market. It could have done a 1 minute cross here, 71.95 ish. It still might be a play. Curvature of this I like on the 5 minute. This might be a play on this. Let me pull this up over here. Oh, it's already tumbling down. Darn it. Missed an entry here. Just taking that call. Not thrilled about it. Above VWAP. Like to see us below VWAP, but I'm not a believer in this market going to all-time highs here. So I've been short bias 71.94 ish. I like the curvature of the 9 rolling over here. So using the 1 minute for entry could be a good play. We got money in the bank.
US Secretary of Defense Exet says Iran is following North Korea's strategy to obtain a nuclear weapon by building a missile shield.
So this is interesting. It's not impacting the market now negatively. I don't. Trackable exports down more than 80% since March for this. Oh, that's for Iran. Calculation of Iran exports are impossible as tankers. What happened? Just put more stuff in there. Switch to tracking system. The U.S. is also turning back tankers well past the Gulf of Oman. So, yeah, that's not good for Iran. But if they can put some stuff on rail and send oil to China and other stuff, then so they don't have to turn those oil wells off. That will be catastrophic if they do. Yeah, I'm not loving that 1 minute cross. Looked like it was going to be good, but I don't like that I'm above VWAP. So I'm just kind of sitting on my hands here. That curvature was going down and turned back north. That's why the 1 minutes give you some good fake outs you got to be cautious of. I'm still dumbfounded that we're near 7,200. We're 23 points, 24 points off the all-time high. This is just unimaginable given this environment that this is where we are. The YM just doesn't want to quit. Look at this thing. This has just been, it's been over. They're buying up everything on the Dow. Makes no sense, but so we got a very profitable day so far, and I'm just gonna be more selective.
New AI chip business will be material in 2027.
the 5 minute is better. We're above VWAP, and that's one thing I really like for continued long. This would have been a nice re-entry here, 71.90-ish. This got away on the 5 minute too fast. See, it could have gotten here, same thing around 71.90, yeah, 89.90, 88.90. Would have been a nice re-entry, but I'm not watching. I'm taking calls and running around. The YM is just going. Look at that thing on the hour. Well, that short is dead. It was like $100. It was a micro, not my normal trade. That's okay. I think this is a short somewhere here. Let's look at the. That was a pretty strong level it popped through. 50,000. I think there'll be a rejection. We get to there. Are we close to that? Yeah, we're 300 points off of it, I guess. Or 200 points off. 50,000. What in the world is happening in the market that the Dow? Everyone in the world is buying the Dow today. I don't know. Oh, my focus is really just staying on the ES. That's really my bread and butter. Oil. Oil looks like it's finally starting to come down as the market's going up. Don't know if there's any news. I haven't seen any news on the, but oil's definitely coming down. Let's look at oil on the 1 hour here. Yeah, I can see oil coming back down. Testing this 100 range would be nice. This is where it made the big run right here. It was down hanging out at 103 ish. It based here and gave me a fake out thinking I was going to go lower on the lower time frames, and then it ripped. Today, good day so far. I'm just kind of sitting. No need to take any additional risk here. We got 50 points in the bank from last night and today.
Google blog. Google launched Jonah AI in cars with Google Blog. According to EMA, US crude oil trading price rose to the highest in February since August of 2025.
All right, I'm gonna log off. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. Had a winning day. We're up 50 points. Hope you did too. 920 EMA strategy. Hey, over at you want to learn the strategy? There's a 10-minute video on how to trade this thing. Pretty easy. I'll leave it up here. You can click at the link at the top. All right, take care. Have a good night. Good day.